Wednesday night, campus cultural organizations and student groups gathered on campus for a talk regarding what happened a week ago when a group of Asian students were attacked and robbed outside the Forest Center on campus. In this room packed by students and school officials at Collins Living Center, a conversation is set ongoing addressing the racial concerns unveiled by the battery case. According to the campus police report, students were confronted near Forest Court when they got into an argument with a group of young African Americans on October 31st, which involved racial slurs as well.
My detectives are currently in Jeffersonville, Indiana with the Jeffersonville, Indiana Police Department, hunting down the second person, serving a search warrant for any items, but also looking for the person. And we plan on bringing him back to Monroe County to spend his time in jail here as well.
One student was later taken to the hospital after being physically attacked. Realizing the importance of having people's attention, Dean of the Students as well as officials from Office of Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Multicultural Affairs also attended and spoke at the meeting.
And so as we have this dialogue tonight, I hope you will think about how each of us can make this a better place, how we can make this a more welcoming and a more inclusive community, how we can get rid of those things which get in the way of people being able to feel open and free and comfortable in this environment, because we all have a vested interest in IU being the kind of place that we can all be proud of. So I look forward to the conversation tonight.
I have to tell you that this is a very abnormal type of situation for us to have happen on our campus. The incidents that we receive normally often do not rise to the legal definition of a hate crime. So anything can be reported to us that feels as if it was bias motivated.
Since this case has generated waves among student groups on campus, they made some statements regarding what should be done in order to advance IU's appreciation for multicultural diversity. Here they say,
and I think it's important that we focus on what we can do as a community and how we can remain positive. And although negative incidents like this do happen sometimes, we should find out how we can come together as a community to kind of combat these problems. And I think one important step is to come together and talk about maybe what we can learn from the experience or what we can do as a community.
It kind of almost reminded me a lot, I'm from California, reminded me a lot about whenever there's incidents between Asians and African Americans, how for some reason this tension is kind of talked about as if it's, you know, time immemorial, like it's always been there. And when I saw that interview on television, it kind of gave me eerie flashbacks and a reminder or almost reinforced that stereotype that there has to be conflict between African Americans and Asians, or there has to be conflict between other types of communities of colors. And I think for me, that one thing we need to do is maybe find ways to prevent it from escalating to that point.
And do you want the same thing to happen to you that you would do to somebody else? Or do you want the same thing to happen to you that would happen by force? No. So we have to have empathy. And then another thing is Dr. Martin Luther King said, one thing that would keep this country from going from chaos or from a community into chaos is that we eliminate racism, militarism, and materialism.
The talk has generated good feedback from the audience, and they all agree that something must be improved in order to prevent such cases from happening again in the future, no matter it is race-related or just a campus safety issue. Reporting from IU campus, Kevin Wong, Hooju News Source.